Well, hi. Today is Thursday, December 26, 2024. I'm Todd Studer, and this is Morning Coffee. I hope you had a tremendous, wonderful Christmas, and also you can have an even better Boxing Day. And today is Boxing Day. You know, I first learned about what December 26th was from an old episode of MASH. Yeah, I am that old. And got me thinking about what are the actual origins of Boxing Day and what is it supposed to be actually? Well, holiday always celebrated the day after Christmas on December 26th. And it said, according to AI on Google, and it's on the internet, so it must be true, it originated in the United Kingdom, also celebrated in other Commonwealth countries such as Canada, Australia, and New Zealand. Boxing Day has evolved from a day of giving gifts to the less fortunate to a commercial holiday centered around shopping. I have a feeling that there's going to be a lot of gift cards spent today. So if you have one of those, happy shopping. I will not be out doing that today. No, I'm just going to do this show and then, just kind of hang out and work on the business a little bit, but that's just about it. One thing that you could get on your calendar and on your schedule is there is a web development class coming up from the AIM Institute. And there is a link in the description here that you can go to sign up for this class. The best part about this is completely free. This is not a short little 2-hour seminar. This is something that it's a 128-hour class that you're going to get completely free, and it's going to teach you everything about web development. You don't need any previous coding experience at all to be able to do this. All you have to do is have a computer, either a PC or a Mac, that is less than 3 years old, because they're going to be teaching some things that the newer computers can handle. So if you have a computer that can do that, click on the link, eventbrite.com, and get signed up for that. And I have a feeling that there will be a lot of folks doing this, and that maybe you've already decided that you want a new career, or maybe you just want to explore this a little bit and find out whether this might be the type of career for you. What a great way to do it, because it doesn't cost you anything. Just Sue Creative, she is one that is very good at web development. That's Sue Pitts. She's the one that built my website at leshillsmedia.com, has her own justsuecreative.com, and she can do a lot for your business and helping you grow via the internet and different things that can get your exposure a lot higher. So go to justsuecreative.com, look at some of the different services that Sue will provide. Set up a schedule. She's got a scheduler right there on her website, so you don't even have to get a hold of her. Just get on her calendar, and I'm sure that she would love to meet with you. And also Foxco Fabrication. I met Rick and his beautiful wife, Grace. We were actually at that concert at Maloney's last Saturday night. As soon as Rick walked in, he hands something to me. And check this out. This is another product that Foxco Fabrication can do. It looks just like a business card. You know, there's my logo on the front, and there's my contact information on the back. Well, listen to this. Yeah, these things are, this is a metal business card. And these don't go out just anywhere, because, you know, obviously there's a lot goes into these things. This is not just running a print across some cardboard, but this is something that Foxco Fabrication can offer. So go to foxcofab.com, look at all the different products that they have, and put your order in, whether it be signs, whether it be these business cards, could be the cups, kind of like what I have behind me here. Maybe need some welding done, or, even a truck turned into a flatbed. All of these things Foxco Fabrication can do. Foxcofab.com is the website. For those of you who follow me on social media, mainly Facebook, there's a thing that I've been doing for a lot of years called Tips from Todd. Quite often, I use quotes from somebody else, something that just means something to me. Sometimes it's something that just popped into my head. Sometimes it's life experience. And it's a fun thing that I like to do. Every once in a while, too, it's about me complaining about something, usually has to do with the divisiveness with politics, and that's all that I'm going to go into with that. But I thought, as we're approaching the end of the year, it might be kind of fun to give you a little bit of the backstory behind some of these tips from Todd, because every once in a while I run into somebody that doesn't understand it. You know, when I was doing radio last year, the powers that be decided that they wanted to have a consultant critique me, and I got this long list of things. And at the time, I was including that tips from Todd in the radio show. Yeah, the consultant not only didn't think it was worthwhile, he was kind of mean about it. And yeah, I just kind of dismissed all of that stuff anyway. But that's for a different time and maybe a therapy session. All right, so going back to some of the previous ones, some are more recent than others. I've been doing this since about 2016. I was looking back through my Facebook, and one of them said, today's tip from Todd is patience is a virtue, and so is perseverance. If you combine the two, watch what happens. A lot of times we think that if we are not seeing immediate results, that what we're doing is failing. And that's not the case. A lot of times what we're doing is preparing. And that's where the perseverance part comes in. Get into a routine, get into a rhythm, do the same thing over and over and over again. That's where success can happen. I've learned this from a lot of the different podcasts that I watch from some incredibly successful people. So I'm not sure what I was feeling that day, but that I think still speaks to me. Here's today's tip from Todd. When life doesn't make sense, give it 24 hours before trying to fix anything. Often that is enough. And this is a lesson that I've learned in my own life, that if something happens and I'm feeling very stressed about it, I try to fix it immediately. A lot of times there was nothing to fix, and now I've just doubled the problem and made things worse. Always best, and I'm speaking from experience, to just kind of step back a little bit, let things settle, not make decisions when I'm in an emotional headspace. Wait until I'm back in my logical brain, and then I have oftentimes can look at it from a completely different point of view and realize that, yeah, there wasn't anything going on here and nothing to worry about. Here is another one. This one goes back a number of years. It says, today's tips from Todd: when painting directly above your head, be mindful to keep your mouth closed. This was experience. This is what happened. I wasn't even thinking about it. I don't remember if it was a project I was doing for somebody else or if it was in my own home, but I was in the bathroom and I was painting the ceiling. And I was with your head tipped way back. Your mouth has a tendency to open when you do that. Well, as paint drips come down, and they do because gravity works, every once in a while, one may hit you right in the mouth. The paint doesn't taste good. On those same lines, another one that I had to learn the hard way was that when you're painting in your bathroom and you're standing in the tub, painting that tiny little spot that's above your shower head, be very mindful to not hit the faucet. Yeah, that happened too. I had to pause while I got dried off. Today's tip from Todd: if you were complaining about getting invitations to like someone's business Facebook page after you've accepted a friend request from the same person that you don't know, I think the solution to your problem is hiding in plain sight. Yeah, I've seen people complain about this, that they get very upset when they get invitations to like a business page. Well, here's the thing, and everyone who has a business page knows this, and I would think most people would know this. It's a mass invitation. You're just sending it out to everybody. No, I'm connected to a lot of people on Facebook that I don't know personally, and they've all got an invitation to like my business page. And if you don't want to, don't. It's okay. I'm not going to get insulted by it. And as a matter of fact, if you don't like it, I'm never going to know whether you do or you don't. So just ignore it. That's the easiest solution to that. Sometimes my tips from Todd come in the form of a quote. And this is a quote from someone else. The bottom line is, in life, sometimes good things happen, sometimes bad things happen. But honey, if you don't take a chance, nothing happens. And that quote is from Dorothy Zbornak from the Golden Girls. But I thought that it was just a tremendous quote because, you know, if you don't step out and take a risk, nothing's going to happen other than the status quo. Because if you think that life's going to just hand you a lottery ticket, it's not going to happen. You know, you still have to go out and buy that ticket. And even then, you know, I wouldn't recommend going that route. That's not a good retirement plan. But take a chance. If you have an idea about a business, if you have an idea about something that you would like to achieve, of course, make sure that you're taking care of your responsibilities, but take a chance. We get one go round with life, unless Shirley MacLaine was right. So take that chance and find out. This business that I'm doing right now just launched again this year, and I'm not a young person anymore, but that doesn't mean that it's not worth doing. Here's another one that goes back a little ways. Today's tip from Todd: you are not responsible for other people's emotions or reactions. You're responsible for your own. And also, it does work the other way. Other people are not responsible for yours. I've heard many times, oh, somebody made me feel this way. Nobody makes me feel anyway. I get to choose how I feel. And sometimes I choose negative. Sometimes I choose to be offended or to be upset about something. And that is entirely on me. It's a Stoic principle that it's not the thing itself, it's our reaction to it that is really bothering us. And there is a lot of truth in that. And we thank Dan Olson from Sack of Lions for many of our Stoic conversations. And I'm very grateful for his friendship. And that's one of the reasons why, is because we follow a lot of those same philosophies. Here is another one. Today's tip from Todd: failure is not the enemy to success. It is the answer to the question, does this work? If the answer is no, then learn and try the next thing. You just took another step toward your goals. I've said it many times on this show. I've said it on other shows. I've said it in just about any platform that I've been in since I have learned this lesson, that I don't learn anything when I succeed. If I succeed, that means I already knew how to do it, unless I'm just guessing. And that's why I've heard from other success coaches, business coaches, if you want to succeed, get comfortable with failure. Everybody fails. That's what happens. It's your perseverance. Going back to a different one, you can kind of see there's a theme to all of these things. And stick with it. If you failed, learn, and then move on. Today's tip from Todd is borrowed without permission from writer and poet Barbara Kingsolver. This one I really like. Don't figure out what other people want to hear from you. Figure out what you have to say. I'm guilty of this. That's, a lot of these tips from Todd are really tips for Todd. And it's more of a reminder for myself to go back and look at these things, at some of the different things that I've learned and sometimes have to relearn, that it's not about saying what you think other people want to hear. It's about being authentically you. Vivian Kavam is a great coach about this, and I encourage you to listen to her podcast, Writing Tandem, because that's a theme that goes through a lot of it, is be authentically you, and that is what will draw people to you. If they can trust who you are, and they're going to know that they don't have to wonder how you're going to be from one day until the next. Here's another one, lesson that I learned the hard way. Today's tip from Todd: sunscreen is effective, and not wearing sunscreen is equally effective, only in the exact opposite way. Yeah, that happened. I was out all day long, forgot that I hadn't put on sunscreen, and came home and dealt with a sunburn for about a week. And hard lessons. And I know some people that say they never wear it. Well, good on you. Congratulations. I'm not one of those people. I can't get away with that because, and there's very little that I think is, from an uncomfortable standpoint, a sunburn is right there up at the top of the list. It's a reminder that all of your skin has nerve endings that most of the time you're not paying attention to. Here's one, tonight's tip from Todd: 9:30 p.m. is not the best time to start watching a 4-hour documentary. This happened, and it was the Tom Petty documentary, Running Down a Dream. By the way, highly recommended. Very, very highly recommended. It is, from start to finish, very compelling. It's why I couldn't shut it off. And the next thing I know, it's 1:30 in the morning, and I've got to get up the next day. I paid the price for that, but you know what? Having to do it all over again, I'd probably do the same thing. Carol Horner is the author of the book Spiral of Accountability, and this book helps you and your team learn how to better communicate with each other. And you can see when she's been on the show a couple of times and she's got that poster behind her, it's a lot easier to find out where you're coming from, where someone else is coming from. And empathy is a big part of this, being able to put yourself in someone else's shoes and be able to understand their why, to combine it with your why. And Spiral of Accountability is a tremendous resource to be able to teach you that. So go to spiralofaccountability.com, pick up your copy of Carol's book. And also, if you have a business, reach out to Carol. Find out what it would take to get her to come in and speak to your team. Service Master Restore by Schmader is the phone number and the contact that you hope you never need, but you sure are glad when it does come in. And that is Cindy Schmader. And Service Master Restore by Schmader is there when disaster strikes. So if you have a fire, if you have a flood, if you got damage, because you already think about it, if you have a flood, now you've got a problem with mold and everything else. And Service Master Restore by Schmader can come in and do all the restoration work, and a lot of times save a lot of your cherished family heirlooms as well. So get a hold of Cindy and just have that contact information handy, just in case something bad happens. The Best Wrestler is local right here in Council Bluffs, and they're one of the best wrestling clubs around. We're looking forward to talking with George Ivanoff again very soon on this show and find out just some of the different things that they're doing and being able to get results from all of the different wrestling tournaments they've been to, and talk more about some of the things that they do for the community, different programs they have for the community, and get you some information. If you have a young person that's first interested in wrestling, or maybe they are already a wrestler and they're wanting to take their wrestling career to the next level, go to thebestwrestler.com, set up an appointment to talk with George, and take a tour of the facility. You'll be very glad you did. Well, we are in Boxing Day, so I hope that if you're out there spending your gift cards, which is typically what happens on a day like today, hope that you have a wonderful time. As I said, I'm not going to be joining you today. I'm going to be hiding out, do some work here in the studio, and maybe enjoy some leftovers from yesterday, but that's what's going to happen with me. Don't forget, tomorrow is Friday, and we've got bowl games that we're going to be talking about with Travis Waldstein of Air Serv Heating and Air Conditioning and Waldstein Plumbing. Travis knows an awful lot about football. He's a big Hawkeye fan, but he understands the game, and we're going to preview his thoughts on the Pinstripe Bowl with Nebraska and taking on Boston College, the Pop-Tarts Bowl, Iowa State facing Miami of Florida. Both of those games take place on Saturday. And then next Monday is the Music City Bowl, Iowa against Missouri. All those, and we'll also talk about the national tournament with making it to the quarterfinals. We'll talk about those games too. That's coming up on tomorrow's show. So until then, my name's Todd Studer. Have a great Thursday.